In this final movie on transitions, I'm going to show you how it doesn't matter how you're changing these properties. The animation will happen simply because you set it up to happen in the CSS. So for my example, I'm going to make something happen in JavaScript. Now, it's not best practice to put a script tag here and put whatever you want inside of it necessarily. But just for simplicity, I'm going to do that. What I'm doing here in JavaScript is setting a setTimeout function. This will execute after 5,000 milliseconds have elapsed. In other words, 5 seconds after the page starts loading, the following will happen. What I'm doing is I'm getting this element which has an ID of box, and I'm setting that element's top style to 300 pixels. Now if I refresh and I wait 5 seconds, I should get a nice animation. And yes, there it is. Because the JavaScript has changed the CSS by putting an inline style, now my hover top doesn't work anymore. If instead I decided to change the left position to something like 100 pixels, I should get the same thing. I'll make it 3 seconds so we don't have to wait so long. And you'll see, indeed everything works, and it does that animation. Now, you saw that it jumped, it didn't actually do an animation. And that's because up here we've said anytime the background property or the top changes, do a transition. We haven't made that happen for left. So I can say left, and I can give it no delay, and I'm going to give it a duration of 0.5 seconds. Ease in out, like I said, is a very good transition timing function for movement on the page. If I refresh, I should now have a nice movement over to the right. Now that was done with JavaScript. Again, whether it's JavaScript or user interaction or anything else, transitions will happen if you tell them to happen. Do remember that this is a slightly different paradigm than JavaScript. If you've ever done animations in JavaScript, you'll know that you tell JavaScript, do this movement or animation now, go. But again, CSS3 transitions are not like that. We set them up so they happen anytime a property changes. It doesn't matter what touched that property or why it changed, but that animation will happen. And remember that you always can use the catch-all, this guy right here, transition all, sometime, and some easing function. That's an easy way to get transitions on an element very quickly and easily without having to go through all of this. Of course, that ultimately depends on how much control you want over the movement.